All right, our next guest was a journalist for more than 30 years, reporting from war-torn Iraq and Lebanon. She also worked with the U.S. Department of War to establish free media in Iraq. She's now running for Congress in Minnesota's 5th Congressional District, and guess who sits in that seat right now? That's right, the one, the only, America's most hateful Congressperson, Ilhan Omar. I'm happy to have Dalia Al Aquidi to join us today. Dalia, really good to have you on. Ilhan Omar, you would think it would be an easy win for someone to come in, pro-America type, to come in and beat Ilhan Omar, who has done so many things against America. She was literally on a stage, cameras rolling, saying that she worked for the people of Somalia. She worked for the people of Somalia. She said that. Her words, not ours. And then she's gone on to be really rude about Charlie Kirk's passing death, assassination. We're going to get to Charlie Kirk in a second. Here's how she views America and Americans.
For me, I feel embarrassed for him because in these attacks, what he does, and I think with the likes of Nancy Mace and whoever that Randy guy is, they expose themselves for how stupid they are. And that is embarrassing for us as a country because these are people who are elected to positions of leadership. He's supposed to be the president of the United States, who's heading off to Europe to represent us. When he does, he's uneducated enough to understand that members of Congress can't be impeached. You know, when you have Nancy and Randy saying, you know, we're on it, we're going to impeach her. When they're saying they're going to deport me, knowing full well that you cannot deport an American citizen. What that displays for not just Americans, but folks on an international platform is that our country is being led by idiots.
There's literally so much wrong with that woman and what she was saying right there. Dalia, I'll let you have the floor. Now tell us why you're running against Ilhan Omar.
Thank you, Eric, for having me. Let me highlight the word embarrassing. Ilhan Omar does not skip one day in which without embarrassing our nation and embarrassing Minnesota and our district. I'm running against her because I've seen the consequences of what Ilhan Omar is doing. The whole world has seen the consequences of the socialist narrative. Assassinations, hatred, division. It's time to stop her the American way. By the ballots, not thy bullets. And that's why I'm running, because America has to step up and say, enough is enough. Let's get rid of Ilhan Omar.
Okay, so very interestingly now, Dalia Al Aquidi, explain, are you of Middle Eastern descent? Because the reason why I ask this is because Ilhan Omar has said that she's representing the people of Somalia in America, which is reprehensible in itself, but she keeps getting reelected. She becomes more and more popular. She's rising to the, on the left and the Democrat side as one of the more popular Democrats, simply because she hates Trump and hates the other side so badly. Do you have a close relationship with the people in the 5th District in Minnesota?
First of all, let me tell you, I am running because I'm an American. I'm not running because I'm an Iraqi American. I'm not running because I'm a Muslim. I'm not running for all these because these don't matter. Identity politics should not be part of our system. However, yes, I've been talking to the people in my district. I've been working hard with the people of my district. Ilhan Omar does not even represent the moderate Democrats in her own district. And let me tell you one thing. We always say, oh, it's the Somalis, it's the Somalis. Actually, no, the Somalis are less than 10% in our district. What is happening and why Omar is in Congress is because of the white guilt. It's this socialist narrative. It's what the far left are pushing, making every white person feeling guilty. They make them feel guilty about who they are. They make them feel guilty for being patriots, for being Americans. So that's what I want to represent everyone in my district. I want to defend the young families. People here are paying the highest property tax in the U.S. Why? To feed the fraud of 30 billion fraud industry? Why? To send our children to schools in which they could barely read and write? Why? To face crime every day? I'm running to make crime illegal again. I'm running to bring decency to our district. I'm running to bring decency to our country. And the most important thing is I'm running to defend all immigrants. I came to the United States back in 1993 legally, and I take my citizenship oath seriously. I pledge to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, and I'm doing it right now. And I need the help of America to show Ilhan Omar who we are as Americans, regardless of where we came from or what we believe in. This is the country of freedom. So please, America, help me sign up. Go to my website, daliaforcongress.org, and let's put an end to that nonsense.
Nonsense indeed. She married her own brother to get him citizenship. We know that as fact. I just heard her husband, she and her husband made somewhere around between $30 and $40 million charging her campaign or the U.S. government for advisory services over the last few years. How is this woman even not incarcerated, let alone popular in the district?
Two reasons. Number one, the media doesn't cover what she does in Washington, D.C. That's quite well known. The liberal media in our district does not tell us or does not tell her constituents what she's doing in Washington, D.C. Number two is she's so good at playing the victim card. I am a victim. Yeah, I came to the United States because I was running from oppression. But America should know the truth. Ilhan Omar and her family didn't flee oppression. On the contrary, her father was one of the 4 generals who supported Mohammed Siad Barre, the most brutal dictatorship in Somalia in modern history. So that's why she came. She was raised by a socialist. So why do we expect her to love this country?
Well,
she wasn't raised this way.
We don't. But she's in frankly, Minnesota has gone deep blue. You have Tim Walz, the governor, who is one of the worst human beings, let alone governors in America, running. Have you even heard Sharia? They're pushing Sharia law in certain parts of Minnesota. It's insane. Here's the other part that I think if America had a backbone, we'd toss Ilhan Omar. Take a listen to how she characterized Charlie Kirk.
What I find jarring is that there are so many people willing to excuse the most reprehensible things that he said. But I am not going to sit here and be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind. That should be in the dustbin of history, and we should hopefully move on and forget the hate that he spewed every single day.
Thoughts on her as a human being?
She should be judged by her morals. She should be judged by her actions, and her actions are quite clear. Let me tell you what's happening in the United States and what's happening in the West. There's this alliance, which, by the way, Charlie Kirk have talked about it, but he was accused of being anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant. There's this very dangerous alliance between the socialists and between the political Islamism ideology. And this is very dangerous because that would blur the line between who is Muslim and who is Islamist. Islamist is an ideology that is spread by so many organizations that are in front of the Muslim
Islamist is the fanatical form of being a Muslim, and and they want they believe anyone who doesn't believe is an infidel and should be eliminated from the earth. We're going to stay with you because I really hope you unseat this horrible human being. Dalia Al Aquidi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.